we are going over the patch notes. This is Open Beta 3, OB3, to reiterate to everybody. Well, if you go to Smite Source for your build, smitesource.com, all your builds are there, right? It'll say this build's outer date from OB1, OB2. That just means that it is from the patch before, okay? So OB3 coming out, those old builds will be old. They'll be out of date. That doesn't necessarily mean that's true. If all the items didn't change or something didn't change, builds might not change and it might not get updated. But if it is updated, I will update it. Just give it like 2-3 days. So Open Beta 3, updated patch notes. We're getting skins. And I actually, okay, they're bringing Bunny Babe Nuwa back. Are these all? This is a new skin, right? Frosted Fury Thor. This has to be a new skin, right? This is old. This is OG. I don't know about this. This is old. This is old. So are these going to be purchasable with just the... It's cross-gen Thor? Oh, okay. Okay. Well, then that means I have it. Oh, it's Snowman Thor. Yeah, but why? That's a little late. February drop. All these other ones are old, yeah? So you're going to be able to buy them with the gems from Smite 1 that carried over, I assume. Wandering Market's coming. High-Res can start to make money again, and maybe they won't fire anyone else. The Wandering Market has arrived, kicking off the ever-growing collections of skins, cosmetics, and rewards. So this is going to have a free part to it, where you can buy skins for free from playing the game, and then have other tiers to it where you can spend money, if I'm not mistaken. Players earn Wandering Market XP through gameplay to unlock coins and spend them on rewards throughout rotating collections. Each collection features multiple rewards pages, each with one free page for all players and more pages with more rewards for premium players. Coins can be saved and spent across any collection, with no rush, progress at your own pace, with new collections arriving over time. So this launches their like battle passes that never leave, right? Like you forever can access this stuff, I think, is what they initially were saying. Unleash your inner deity with the Rise of the Gods collection, the first Wandering Market collection, and the ultimate introduction to the boundless realms of Smite 2. So these are going to be our first new skins. Surely we're getting like what they can do in Smite 2 skins, right? From the deadly allure of Vixen Nemesis to what is this? Oh, this supposed to be a space here. Vixen Nemesis to the bone-chilling might of Lichborn Mordred. This is also a cool skin. Hot Stuff Poseidon, Spellbinding Charm of Nova Hex, Amaterasu. Where are these spaces at? This is the patch coming out tomorrow, so you can learn more about the market there if you're interested. Gameplay. Titans now have similar targeting rules as Towers and Phoenixes. Prioritize targeting minions over gods. Will maintain their target until the target dies, leaves its range, or becomes untargetable. If an enemy god within its range damage a friendly god and the Titan is not currently targeting a god, it will switch target to the hostile god. Okay. Reduced overall size of their AoE cleaves versus minions, will no longer mysteriously gravitate towards player-made walls. Interesting. So not a real buff for Titans. This is Towers of Phoenixes. Enemy targets are now considered in targeting range only when the center of the target character is crossed into the tower's radius. Alrighty. This behavior now matches Smite 1 and essentially makes towers aggro range the same for all characters regardless of their size. Makes sense. Previously, it was checking if the edge of the character had crossed in a range. Okay. Ranged minions, archers will now attempt to move closer to the enemy Titan while attacking it. Good. Added an unequipped button to God loadout. Added a wallet widget to the profile screen so players can see easily how much of the in-game currency they own. Can now enter practice with selected skins. Okay. Added contextual ping through VGS and minimap. Raised rank level requirement to 10. So they doubled the level of the ranked requirement. That's surprising. They fired the person that knows how to write. Just looks like they need some spaces. Jungle bosses, the Fire Minion, Gold Fury, Pyromancer, and Naga have had their max level increase from 30 to 40. I didn't even know that was a thing. This will give them the capability to scale their stats further into the late game and open up opportunities for us to start adjusting their time to kill. Increase the visibility range of Gold Fury and Fire Giant. Jungle camps fix Big Harpy staying at one level higher than normal throughout the match. Okay. Lost Night increased duration of the objective debuff from 90 to 120. Phoenix decreased physical power. Decreased pen. Why are they nerfing? Oh, this is just for Jocelyn Duel. I don't care about that. Is it worth it to start ranked? I mean, you're gonna be level 10 soon, so you might as well. So I haven't seen Rama. He's basically the exact same. Your arrows spawn closer to you, which is a change, a +1. When you activate your 2, if there are any arrows on the ground around you, it collects them. You suck them up. There's now a buff bar icon to help track successful basic attacks on enemy gods to generate additional arrows. Kind of irrelevant. If both Rolling Assault and Astral Strike are active, the cancel input will not prioritize canceling Rolling Assault, then Astral Strike. Pretty much irrelevant +1, kind of a quality of life change. No change to the ultimate. I posted Achilles on YouTube, on Twitter, and I think we watched it over on Twitch. So if you want to see Achilles, I would watch it. He's going to be OP. Achilles is the same god with immense buffs. And that's it. Everything about him is just enhancing his old kit. He is way better as a tank, a hybrid god, or a full damage god. He is better at all aspects. He's better as a jungler than he was as a jungler in Smite 1. He's better as a tank solo laner than he was in, Smite 1. And I would watch that video because it's we can talk about it, but basically if you run aspect, he's a crazy jungler. If you don't run aspect, he can still be played as a jungler. He's an insane solo laner. He is probably the tankiest warrior in the game. Isn't Achilles low-key their favorite? Well, Achilles 2 in Smite 1 was the best ability in the game, pretty much for the entirety of Smite 1. So do with that as you want. Amma's a big one. I also covered Amma in those videos. Amma's aspect makes him one of the best auto attack gods in the game, probably the best auto attack jungler in the game. You can 100 to 0 somebody in your silence. The Amma buff is crazy. So there's just raw buffs where your 1 now is 30% attack speed rather than 18%, and then a natural base attack speed buff. The aspect just enhances this ability like crazy for jungling. Amma will be fucking you up out of the jungle tomorrow. Honor got a buff. I didn't know this was coming. So still no honor aspect, I guess. Increased damage by... Wait, it's just 5% scaling on MP. That's so shit. And then 15% scaling plus 35 base on the whole. That's big. Oh, wait, there's base level scaling here. So the early damage is increased by 20. 20, 15, 10. What is that? 5, none. So same end game, better early game, slightly better early, and then they have the scaling to help with the late game. I don't think this is that relevant. It might be nice. This is a bigger buff. Not a massive buff, but a bigger buff. I just don't think you're playing around abilities as honor. They said the honor aspect was never actually in the game. It was an idea that they had. Kabrakin, increased damage scaling by 15% strength, 5% int. Decrease the cooldown of the 1. It scales down to 12 seconds. This is a good change for Seismic Crush. Fraction Shield, 5% increased scaling, 5% increased scaling on the enhanced, increased prots, so the 2 is better. Tremors does a little bit more damage with scaling. Alt does a little more damage with scaling. Actually, a lot more damage with scaling, to be honest with you. Off of strength, not off of int. I think these buffs mainly buff him as a strength character, in my opinion, like massively as a strength character. Honor aspect made it so the 2 and the alt could crit, and it wasn't real. It was something they were testing, and it was never like confirmed or anything. Just somebody had it in the notes before an accident. Zeus is getting shifted to a better late game mage. Decreased damage increased from 20% per auto to 15, so your auto is going to do less damage. Chain lightning decrease the cooldown by 1 second, so your chain lightning is up more. Thunderclap decrease the attack speed you get, so nerfing auto attack. Detonate charge decrease the damage from 150 to 140, but they up the scaling by 5%, so it's a better ability late game. And then lightning storm, they up the scaling per tick of your ult by 10%. Essentially, Zeus is just a slightly better late game god. You probably won't feel any difference. This is trying to build Mage Zeus over auto attack Zeus. Vulcan will be the second best mage in the game, behind Soul, guaranteed. It says shift here. Wherever these are buffs, shifts. It says shifts here. Basically, they're making him a little less tanky from mods and do a little bit more ability damage from mods, and then your ult scales higher, so it does more damage. They also nerfed the aspect of being tanky. This is live tomorrow. And then Medusa got straight nerfed. Ult cooldowns up 10 seconds, acid spray does less damage. Lower scaling, lower base. Double nerf. Here's your aspects. The Rama aspect is weird. You have to see it, and it just seems terrible. It seems like there's no world you're going to use it. Like I said, I hope somebody figures out some way that it's fun, because right now it seems worthless. Achilles aspect makes you a jungler. Your combat dodge now can be used twice on jungle camps and bosses. Your spear strike from it gains increased scaling, so it does more damage when you don't have armor on. And then your 2 no longer increases your protections or crowd control reduction. Soul aspect makes her a mage. Your heat provides intelligence and ability damage. It is 40% intelligence at max heat, and I think it's 7.5% ability damage. So with Soul, full build, no buffs, you can break 1,000 intellect. I'm telling you right now, this is going to be OP. With poly and the right build, you will be one-shotting. Each ability has the capability of 100 to zeroing somebody with an auto attack. Your ult can 100 to zero somebody straight up. Your 2 with a 1 poly proc can kill somebody. Your 1, if they're standing in it with 1 poly proc, would kill somebody. And your 3 with 1 poly proc with someone standing in the burn sensation, it explodes after. That's part of this aspect. It makes it blow up. It does a lot of damage. This aspect is crazy. I don't know what they're thinking with it. I bet you they end up nerfing the intelligence game by like half. And then I bet you this damage goes away. Because it's OP. I mean, it is genuine OP. And then this aspect is also broken. Amaterasu becomes a jungler, in my mind. Maybe still a solo laner. But essentially, you trade off being able to swap that coin. Whenever you use it, you stay only in red. It cannot leave red buff. It has a cooldown. And it gives you the effect as if you switched coins, but you can only get the red coin. Okay? Which means whenever you do it, you get movement speed, haste, and basic attack power. That's part of the aspect. And you get the original effects, which is 20% attacks, or sorry, 30% attack speed now with the buff. There's something else. You no longer can have that gold buff that heals you. So you lose sustain for insane auto attack damage. Literally an Amaterasu silence, you'll die with auto attack build. Like, you can die in a silence from auto attacks. Granted, it's Ama, so Ama can die. No, it won't hit as hard because you're running auto attack build, but yeah, you can do a lot with this. These 2 aspects are broken. This one is very, very good, and this one is shit. New items, they added Mantle of Discord. It's the exact same Mantle of Discord from Smite 1. Double prots, cooldown, and when you drop below 40%, you CC everybody. This is going to be very good. There's literally just going to be very good as like a later game item, like last item or second to last item for tanks when they're dying. It'll keep them from dying and also CC for the team. It's a really good turn tool. Not a little bit JP, but I don't plan on playing any single player games. Teko Kage can now be used on Thanatos and Yamoja, but it no longer works on very low cooldown abilities like Pele's 3 and Ul's ult. And then here's the mage buffs. These are big, yes, like I said, yes, if Alma aspect is good. OP, very good shit. If there was a tier list, this would be number 1. This would be like SSS. This would be like S. This would be like A+, and this would be like shit tier. All right, anyway. So they buffed mages this patch. Divine Ruin, 20 more intellect. 100 intellect total. Chronos Pendant, 65 intellect total. No cost changes. Soul Reaver, this is now a direct comparison to Heartseeker. This is OP. You will be building Soul Reaver on every single mage. You will not build it on tanks that don't have intellect. It scales off of intellect now. So you can read the passive. Your abilities deal bonus magic damage over time equal to 1%. Wait, where does it say their health? It doesn't even say it here. So it's max health now. They changed it back to max health. It's 1% of their max health plus 0.5% of your intellect per tick of their max health. When we tested this, if you go watch the video, you hit somebody with an ability, it does like with full build, it's doing like 350 damage. So like 400. This is an absolute, you are building this every single game, just like you have to build Heartseeker. They boosted this up to compete with Heartseeker. The crazy thing is, and I don't know what they're smoking, like if they're on crack or what, but they reduced the cost. Oh yeah, it says right here, max HP damage instead of current HP damage. This is crazy. It also got 20 more int. Do Heartseeker and Soul Reaver stack? Yeah, but you would never build them both because they scale off of your intellect and strength. So like, if you went a hybrid build and went both, it would be the same as if you went a full strength build and went Heartseeker, or a full int build and went Soul Reaver. But they're on something because this is the absolute core item now. Every mage will build it, and they reduce the cost and up the power, up the int. Saying you're too low ranked for me to be proud yet. Jade Scepter, increased gold cost, but increased intelligence. This item is very good. I don't know at 2850 gold, but 120 int is crazy. Leather Cowl. So Hunter Shift on Leather Cowl. Removed attack speed, added lifesteal. Increased passive attack speed. So essentially, your passive is better and replace the attack speed that's lost, and you gain lifesteal. So Cowl is just better. It was bad? Yeah, I told you it was going to be bad. I told you it was going to be bad. Hunter's Cowl. So this is the upgraded version of Leather Cowl. Gain 10 strength. Remove that attack speed we talked about. Added the lifesteal. But you also get a lifesteal aura for your team. And the attack speed is added to your passive as an aura. So this item got a crazy buff. Yeah, Sammy's watching it. And she said it was ass. And she likes him. So GG. New alt late game with Soul Reaver, Bluestone. Legit one tapping 80. It won't one tap, but it'll do like 1,000 plus damage. Yeah. I have a feeling this is gonna be core on hunters again. I think just in general, if you showed me this, I would tell you this is broken. This is an aura buff for your team, like 30% attack speed aura buff for your team, plus lifesteal buff for your team. So I have a feeling that cowl will be back to the meta hunter item. I just don't see why it wouldn't. It didn't lose anything. It says remove the attack speed. They just moved it over to the passive, and then you got lifesteal. So you get attack speed, lifesteal, and normal strength. Imagine running that on new Alma. Yeah, that could kind of do some damage. Conduit Gem has 5 more int. Sands of Time has 5 more int. Spear of Deso. This is going to be your new first 2 item for mages. It is the same item, same cost, but has 10% cooldown on it now. So it's very good. It's very good as a first or second item. Staff of Mirrodin buff. This is really good for you, like your Zeus. We saw that shift to Zeus where he's more of a mage. Staff of Mirrodin. Gonna be picked up in those situations. It's on a 2-minute cooldown rather than a 2.5-minute cooldown now. I really like this item as like a first or second. You could legit on Zeus go both of these items as your first 2 items and just double 3 them to death. Triple 3 them to death because this item basically resets your abilities as a passive. Would you build both Soul Reaver and Heartseeker on Athena double stack? Okay, so once again, first of all, I don't think Athena double stacking build is good. I think you would go crit build if you want to run Athena, because at least you have a better clear and a better early game and don't only play around your passive. Second thing I said is if you're running a hybrid build and you build into both of those items, it'd be as if you were all strength and built Heartseeker or all int and built Soul Reaver. So you're wasting an item slot by going a hybrid build. You're not gaining anything out of it. So that just doesn't sound good to me. What else we got? Pridwin's getting a buff. 10 more prots on each and a bigger shield. Based on your protection. Spirit Robe, 10 more prots on each. New effect. Passive now also grants 30% crowd control reduction for 6 seconds. This is okay. Okay, this sounds like a good like 4th, 5th, 6th item for frontline. Mystical Veil is now cheaper. Ares Jungle. Maybe this might also end up being built in the soul lane a little bit if it's that much, like 150 gold. Shield Splitter is cheaper now. Projectile speed is faster. Now pass through damages all targets, so it can hit multiple people. This is good. This is better when you need an anti-shield item. Gilded Arrow Shift decreased basic attack power by 5, added attack speed, decreased passive gold by 1, increased mark cooldown by 2. I thought this already went live. I thought this part was already live. So they took it. They took the passive, reduced it by 10%, and then gave you that 10% attack speed as a static. So you don't have to kill a minion to get all the attack speed. You automatically have some. And then the upgrade is basically the exact same thing. Nerf to Life Binder. Decreased damage for projectile 125 plus 5 to 110 plus 5. So it's worse early. This is good. This item is way OP first item on a lot of gods. Hussar's Wings. When I say this, I mean this. You are never building this item. You will never, ever build this item. Ever again. ever again. You're never, ever, ever. There's no reason to build this item ever again. If they were going to up the cost to 3,700 gold, it needed like another stat. Like add cooldown to the item, and then at least that way if someone's dumb enough to build it, it's not as shit. That's crazy. Ward adjustments. During testing, Ward, Sentry Ward, Cyclops Ward, and Eye of Providence were found to have inconsistent reveal rate, you know what I mean. Okay, so the reveal radius is reduced. Target radius is increased. Okay. Bug fixes, Jingwei, Zanami, UI, General, Runic Bomb, Helm of Darkness. Cool. Solid patch. It's honestly, like, on paper, it almost looks like a boring patch, but I am genuinely excited for this patch because mages are all getting a buff. Granted, Soul Mage is going to be busted. Zeus is better late game. Vulcan is going to be busted, especially late game. The items got buffs, though, so they're just generally all mages are a little bit better. Ama getting an auto attack jungler in the jungle is going to be good. Getting Achilles into multiple roles is going to be good. I mean, we're going to hate it, and I'm going to say Achilles should be banned forever and taken out of the game because he's busted. But at least we're getting more gods in the game. The Hunter shift, where we're getting out, potentially getting away from like straight crit items into a new starter and some other items is good. What else? Yeah, I don't know. I'm interested to see. This is like the first balance patch that's going to bring up a class to match the better class. I do kind of think this patch will probably put like solos, ADCs, and mages all at the same level. And I truly believe like outside of like the OP shit like Hunbats, like jungler's going to be down with supports like right below them. Like legit, all three of them are going to be here, and then everyone else is going to be like down here. Achilles. Oh wait, Achilles doesn't come tomorrow. Sorry, Achilles comes on the 17th. Rama comes tomorrow. Achilles comes 7 days after that. That's my bad. They don't want to do double god drops ever again, from what they said. So yeah, like Achilles is clearly ready, but they're not dropping him until next week. ADCs don't suck. The only people that say ADCs suck are ADCs, and they've always been like that. So something. I mean, that's the other patch notes. So there's that.